find yourself sitting down with the intention to complete a task? An hour goes by and you've nothing to show for it? Nothing other than you're now up to date with your social media feed, who's dating who in Hollywood, and you've bought those cute pair of shoes. The way we consume information in this fast paced society has taught you to do that. In today's episode, I'm going to share a technique I use to leverage those shorter attention spans and why this one technique has tripled my productivity. Let's get started, shall we? Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So, hey, let's get started, shall we? Do you ever find yourself beginning a task with the best of intentions? 7 minutes later, you're flipping through your phone, checking out your Instagram or Facebook feed. Then you're quickly jumping online to search for that thing you need. 20 minutes later, back to the task at hand. An hour goes by and you've nothing tangible to show for it other than being caught up on your various social media feeds, and you've bought a gorgeous set of cushions for the sofa. Why is it so impossible to stick to the task at hand? There's two reasons. Firstly, it's about what you've trained your brain to do. And secondly, it all comes down to the dopamine effect. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to retrain your brain. And yes, tomatoes are involved. Dopamine's a neurotransmitter that's responsible for that feel-good factor. Whenever something good happens, dopamine is released. It teaches you to associate that action with feeling good. Whenever you complete something, you get a little lift or a dopamine hit. It makes you want to go on and complete something else, just so you can enjoy that dopamine effect once more. It's great for getting things done. But did you know that scrolling through your phone and the stimulation from looking at interesting, colourful things also releases dopamine? It makes looking at your phone addictive. And it trains you to consume bite-sized information snippets on your phone. Not helpful when you want to get a task done. We've learned to consume information very quickly. That short headline on the bottom of the TV, bite-sized YouTube videos, social media, even emails have taught us to consume a short piece of content and scroll on. Well, that's great for keeping up with this current pace of life. It's also destroyed our ability to focus on something for more than 3 minutes, or to think deeply, or to apply critical thinking. That flipping between tasks is a habit that's self-taught. So applying a focusing tool that's also broken into sharp timestamps is going to triple your productivity. Enter the Pomodoro technique. It was created in the 80s by Francesco Cirello, and he called it the Pomodoro technique after his wife's kitchen timer because it was shaped like a tomato. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. Time started ticking away as soon as you twisted the lid. So how does it work? The Pomodoro technique measures time in Pomodoro units. So 1 Pomodoro equals 25 minutes. You focus for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. After you've worked for 4 Pomodoros, or 2 hours, you get a longer break. Here's what I love most about it. When we think about a task we want to complete, we naturally find it really difficult to estimate how long it's going to take. For the most part, our brains struggle to name a task as either a 3-hour task or a 4-day task or a 20-minute task. This is why most projects run late and why time management and scheduling systems that are task-based simply don't work. The sprint cycles that you find in projects employing an agile methodology, they're made up of tasks based on comparative time, and that's the key difference. So we'd say to ourselves, okay, this is a 1-day task. So if that task takes 1 day, then by comparison, this task is a 3-day task. And this is what the Pomodoro technique also does. Before you start the timer on your 25 minutes, you've broken out the task into how many Pomodoros you're likely to need to complete it or to get to a predefined stage. Okay, now for the scheduling. I'm going to talk about productive time scheduling next week, but for now, block out a bunch of Pomodoros in your calendar. Remember to schedule a longer break once you've had 4 Pomodoros in a row. Okay, so you have the task you want to complete. You have an estimate of how many Pomodoros are needed to complete it, and you've scheduled your Pomodoros in your calendar. Before you get to work, assemble everything you'll need to complete your task. And most importantly, turn everything else off. That includes email, your phone, random browsers. It's okay, it's only for 25 minutes. That's all you need to commit to, just 25 minutes. Set your timer. You can use your phone, an app, or a kitchen timer, and get to work. Focus only on that task. It's only for 25 minutes. The timer goes off. Now celebrate. You went all in for 25 minutes. Want to turbocharge this technique? Use those 5 minutes for active recovery. Take a quick drink of water, a few deep breaths, some squats, and away you go, feeling recharged. So when your 5 minutes is up, you set the timer and you get Pomodoroing. I've tripled my productivity with just this one technique. Do you want to know why? Well, firstly, I'm more realistic when it comes to estimating how long I need to complete a task. And while I may struggle to focus for an hour or two, committing to 25 minutes of focus time, it's easy peasy. It stops me investing energy deciding what to do next. I block 4 Pomodoros a day for focus work, and I block them during my peak focus periods. More on that next week. You'll be amazed at how much you can achieve in just 2 hours of focus time each day. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.